Here we go. Round 3 of the Vintage Challenge. Playing Dack Pio. Playing against Rakan. Rukan? I can't figure out how to get his name to appear. Alright. We're going blinded. One that I roll. That's what I like to see. This hand is powerful. Very powerful. We'll definitely keep that one. Pretty weak to Norodod Stony Silence, but that's kind of what that's kind of how you play the game. We'll lead with Ruby Opal Pearl. And then we'll play a Ponder. There's like some merit to casting Merchant Scroll, but if I can't Ancestral the turn I cast Merchant Scroll, I'm like pretty off it, and we have an F6 right away. Kind of interesting. Ponder shows us Tolarian Academy, which is just the nut high, so, and Key. This is like probably one of the best sets of cards we can have drawn. Oh, I definitely wanted to take... This is fine. I think I might have just did that a little too fast. Because I can't really Merchant Scroll. Like I took Tolarian like it's time to Merchant Scroll, and I can't really Merchant Scroll. Alright, so he's just dead. Sweet Prison Deck. Alright. We got game 1. It's Shops. We were on the play, so we won. Shops, I've been liking Karn, I've been liking Grudge, and I've been liking Hurkyl's Recall. I also am a big fan of an island. I don't want to play Sylvan Library. I don't want to play Pyroblast. I do want to play Hurkyl's Recall. I do want Dack. I don't want Gush. I don't want Dig. I usually keep Cruise. You want all of your forces. And you want your blue power. You want your Merchant Scroll to find Hurkyl's. And then I typically like to take out some of my cantrips. And that's that. Then we battle. Man, people are just gonna be like, they're gonna try to tune in for Vintage, and we're just gonna have these 2-minute matches and then sit inside Eternal queues all day. We can't seem to get a match in Eternal queues, and then these matches are not very long. No one sticks around. I guess I could play Vintage Leagues in between, but it's a little more important for me right now to start getting back on the Eternal grind, so. So now we know we're on the draw and we're playing against Shops. Basics are nice. No permissions, a little unfortunate. And this Grudge will be a little tough to cast. But if he doesn't cast a Sphere on turn 1, we do get to Time Walk and take an extra land. I'm pretty okay with keeping this hand. I don't think it's a great hand, and I'm definitely not super thrilled about it. There's a lot of iterations of Shops hands that make this hand look a little silly. But I don't think this is just a I don't think it's a mulligan. Let's see what his first play is. His first play is a Ravager, sure. His second play, a Sphere. Sphere would be bad. Sphere is pretty bad. Another land is a very, very good draw, though. Emerald hitting our second half of Grudge is pretty nice. We have to see what his last 3 cards are, but we're not in the worst spot here. Ravager does make my life a little annoying. 3 mana. Or... Oh, a Null Rod. Null Rod's pretty bad for me as well. Another sphere? Oh my gosh. That's probably game. The hand, well, he has no clock, so we have some time, and we have a bunch of fetch lands. We're not in the worst shape yet. I can't even play 1-drops yet. They cost 3. So I think he was supposed to eat his jet with Ravager. That way his clock was a little better, but he didn't do that. Wasteland is just the most insane possible draw. Like one of his best possible draws. Because now I can't really play Key because I only have one more island to fetch. It's going to be really tough here. It's going to be really, really tough. I have to figure out the order that I'm Ancient Grudging things. Kind of makes me wish I had a basic mountain in my sideboard. It's possible that I should. Again, we're under no clock, but the amount of lands in our deck is very, very small. So yeah. But right now we can cast 1 mana spells. It's possible we just get both volcanics. Alright. We'll see what he ends up doing, but what we might end up doing is get... We still need 1 more land to cast Ancient Grudge. It's a pretty frustrating opener to have happen. I guess what we can do is just wait for Hercules. Clock is not very fast. Alright, we did draw Hercules. We need to draw 1 more mana source. So definitely put I don't really want to show him Karn yet, so I'm just gonna put PO away. The downside of putting PO away is it's a blue spell to pitch to force. Unfortunately, our hand is not the greatest Hercules Recall hand. 2 Wastelands is so nuts. I'm gonna go get that other island so I can cast this Mox. If he draws a Strip Mine, we pretty much lose on the spot. If he draws a Precursor Golem or some kind of clock, we lose on the spot. We are still pretty dead if we cast Hercules because we have to fetch 2 non-basics, in which case we'll get Wastelanded. We're not in a really good spot to go off after we cast Hercules Recall either. We have a very reactive hand that got trapped under a Null Rod Sphere too early. If we were on the play, this hand would have beaten that. Our hand would have definitely won on the play. Unfortunately, it did not. Was not lining up well enough on the draw. Metamorph has another freaking thorn is like. He's drawn really, really well. Game would just be 100% over if he had correctly eaten in the jet. I guess we can get grudge. I guess I should have pitched a grudge. The problem is if I used a grudge, I would have had to get the trop, and then I lose my trop. We don't have enough time, so I'm just gonna concede. We could have drawn another land, but it has to be a fetch land. Yeah, it's pretty bad for us. Possible our hand should have been mulligan, but I kind of liked how it sat, and it was gonna sit pretty fine if he didn't have no rod, I guess. Or if he didn't have a second sphere, one of the two. But him having both no rod and double sphere was pretty much enough to put our hand away. And then obviously drawing wasteland is means we can't make any turn after turn kind of play. I'm a little unsure. It's possible we should just mulligan though. Definitely a possibility. It's a fun shops game. Alright, we get to play first. We have just no action that matters. I guess this hand's a little risky. We get to go fetch an island and play its top and pass. And then we're pretty far away from Herculesing him if he ever. I guess we're. Man, if this PO was just a Mox, I think this hand's great. Really unfortunate. If Dack or PO were Moxes. I think I'm gonna mulligan this hand. Yikes. I mean, we're keeping this one, but I don't know if that's better than the last one. The one preordain left on top? Sure. This is probably not going to be good enough to win the game, but I don't think it's a bad hand. Man, I wish I started with his hand. Perfect PO hand. Provoker's fine. Not happy about it, but could tap Pearl in response, but we went for Opal. Out of this. Alright, we don't got very much going on here, but because we have a Tundra, I'm just gonna go get our Volk. I should have not played that, probably. Alright, our top card's gotta be pretty good. Neither of those are pretty good. I don't really want to get myself Brainstorm locked. That's close, but I don't have another artifact. That's so close to being great right there. But I just didn't have another artifact mana. Ugh. And he's got another sphere and a this is a 3-sphere hand. That's a good draw, but I need one more mana. I don't know. I just 3-sphere hands are very hard to beat. He hasn't wastelanded me yet. I guess that's good. Still has 2 cards left though, and we didn't play a land last turn, so we're probably just dead. That's fine. Land, please. Thank you. Alright, so next turn we can start building a board, hopefully. Guess it depends on what he draws. Best thing for us is like more things like Foundry Inspector or Ballista, those kind of cards. Worst thing would be a Metamorph or a Sphere. Ravager's fine. Ravager's fine. Alright, so this Karn's gonna have to pull some serious weight. What is a 3 mana cost? Oh, sure. That's his hand. Let me just take a screenshot of it. We're gonna go get the other Valk, I think. We're still in a lot of trouble, but got some outs. I think he probably was really greedy to name Opal off that Revoker. I think you're just supposed to name Pearl. Oh, he sacked to Ravager? Why are you sacking to Ravager? Oh, it kills me? Oh. Alright. I was supposed to bounce in response to Ballista. I misplayed. I was not looking at that. I mean, he still can probably... he can't kill me. I'm supposed to bounce in response, but then I get nothing either, so... Oh, well. That was pretty bad. These games were just so hard for us to win. So many spheres. Only 5 in his deck, and he drew 3 of them, so... Pretty big yikes, though. What if I bounce in response to the 1/1 Ballista, then he just replays 1 sphere? Yeah, it's a lot better for me. Not dying is good. So we would have gotten a jet, and we would have. I mean, we're still dead because I guess I got the plus with Karn, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we're still dead. Can't beat that hand.